Good evening, peeps. Hi. So, it's a Gang of Girls Radio with me, Ariel Grace, and we're gonna be talking about the Clairs. Like, what are the Clairs? And are you a Clair? Everybody's a Clair, so that's not a problem. So anyway, it's a Gang of Girls Radio, and we're going to talk about the different clairs, which is clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairaugustance, clairalliance. And so we're going to be talking about that and empathy too, like, and how can you use these gifts for you? Right? Right. Okay. So, we're going to, first, I want to do the announcements. Hey, Rebecca. Hi. I want to do the announcements. So for those of you who need a psychic medium, you can check out Psychic Theo at psychictheo.com. He's pretty cool. And for those of you who want an astrology consult, check out Rockin' Reverend Rhonda. Hey, Maureen. At karmiclaw.com. Okay, so I think this is the last week of her special. She's doing a half-hour astrology consult for 45 minutes. Hey, Jacqueline. So if you want to get a consult from Rhonda, check her out, karmiclaw.com. All right. Hey, Mary Jo. For those of you who want a cord cutting ceremony, you can check out Melinda Carver. You can check her out on Facebook. Check her out. I had her email address or her website here a few seconds ago. Hey, Kathleen. So for those of you who want a cord cutting ceremony, check out Melinda Carver. Get that going on with her. Every time you start something new, you should have a cord cutting ceremony. Just clear that stuff out of your energy field. All right, so I sent out a newsletter today. So for those of you who have signed up for my newsletter, there's information about the Chicago trip in it, and you can check that out. There's links and stuff to go different places, and so you'll have to do that. I'm going to be putting a PayPal buttons up tomorrow. I didn't get to it today. I was kind of busy, but we're going to be in Chicago, and we'll be doing the Reiki workshops on the 9th and the 10th. You'll need to sign up for those workshops and prepay for them. And we also need the name that you want on your certificate or certificates. Okay, because we pre-print all the certificates before we get there. Yeah, all right. So I just wanted to let everybody know, because a lot of you wanted to do the Reiki workshops, and that's what we absolutely need from you. Okay? Okay. So, and Theo and I are looking forward to doing these. We've been back and forth trying to, spiff up the Reiki stuff. Hey, Rhonda. So, yeah. Hey, Emil. How are ya? And so we're pretty excited about that. On the newsletter, it does say that I am doing readings the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And the rest of the times will be to be announced, because I want to go visit my friend Rockin' Reverend Rhonda, and I want to visit my friend Bambi Harris, and some other people too. Plus, I get to see my granddaughter. So that'll be very fun for me. So that's what's going on in Chicago. There probably will be more times for readings too. We just got to figure some stuff out, All right. So remember too, a lot of you have asked me about why is January so flat? Why is there nothing happening in January? Well, remember we talked about that energy wave that's going through right now. So it's in pullback, right? It's been in pullback. So when the energy wave pulls back like that, that means that it's time to get your goals, resolutions, your intentions, set them up, get them straightened up, be patient because next week the wave is going to start to build. So you want to have everything together. So when the wave goes through, you're rocking it. All right? Okay. So, and that's what we want. We want to be able to build with the wave. The wave will be at its most around the spring solstice. So you're going to be like busy in February, which is rocking because that's what we like to be. We like to be busy in February. And in February, which is next week, it's here at Gang of Girls Radio. I always celebrate Love Month. So for those of you who want to share love stories with me and with everybody else, please send them to agangofgirlsinc@gmail.com. And I'm going to be reading the love stories, okay? Why do I do that? Because love stories bring hope and energy. That's why. So, and that's what we want to do. We want to bring hope and energy, okay? Hi, Angelina. Hey, Haley. All right, so that's what's going on with the energy wave. That's why things have been kind of flat, you know, so they'll pick up, but make sure you're ready for them, okay? Get yourself together for it. All right. Now, so we're going to be doing some fun stuff next month. Theo's going to be on with me in February, and so is Melinda Carva. So it'll be very fun. You'll have 2 times where you can ask love questions, whether they're love questions for a lover, a husband, a cheating person, or family members. So who do you love? And the other 2 times we're going to be talking about your heartstrings, those strings that come from your heart, where you can send love out, and we'll do a little practice meditation with that so you can learn how to send love through your heartstrings. And we'll also be talking about the heart chakra and how to keep it clear and how important forgiveness is, right? Because forgiveness is really important. It is. Okay. So, tonight we're talking about the clairs. I always call them the clairs. Hey, Penny. And, because there's more than one clair. And we're going to start out with clairvoyance. So what clairvoyance is clear seeing. So when you see, like if you see a vision, symbols, if you're seeing pictures, you see a family member, you see. It's for seeing. Like you see it. Some people see it in color. Some people see in black and white. It just, you know, depends on you and who you are and stuff like that. So maybe when you're looking in somebody's energy field, you might see like symbols. You might see pictures. You might see like little lines. That's using your clairvoyance. Dreams that's a different thing for dreams. Okay, so we'll talk about dreams on another night. But yeah, that's a good idea to come up because a lot of people have been asking me about lucid dreaming and how we can change our dreams because you have the ability to change your dreams. Okay, so just in case anybody was wondering. But dreams are visions. So that's clairvoyance, clear seeing. Okay? Third eye. Oh, and the other thing too is a lot of people are like, oh, my third eye is only a third open. Your third eye is always open. It's a chakra. Right here. Third eye. Okay? It's indigo. It's spinning. It's about 2 to 3 inches in diameter and spinning at a comfortable speed for you. Now, here's the deal with the third eye and clear seeing. The question is, how much do you want to see? How much? Because like for me, I choose not to see things. It's my choice. That's just who I am. So I choose to see, I set boundaries with what I want to see. I only see what I absolutely need to see for when I'm doing my work. Okay? So, and that's just me. That's just who I am. I don't like extra information that isn't any good for anyone. So Up to you. How much do you want to see? It's up to you to decide that. Some people saw things as children and maybe it scared them, and so they shut down that thing that helps them see. Okay? Clairvoyantly. So there's a lot of things that can go up with clairvoyance. Because, there's some icky stuff out there, and if you don't want to see it, you can choose, please do, choose not to. It's up to you to decide. Okay? Okay. So, clairaudience, clear hearing. So, when I started working and stuff, when I started this work, I decided that, I was just inundated with the sight. And I said, can I just please hear it? I would like to just please hear it. Unless I have to see it, I would like to hear it. That way I can hear what I need to communicate to my client. So that's what I do a lot, is I listen and I can hear it. It doesn't sound like words. That's the other thing, is that sometimes people are like, well, all I'm hearing is like this tune or this vibration. And it's like, yeah, that's what you hear, vibrations. Because when you're working with spirit guides, angels, and ascended masters, what happens is they don't speak the frequency that we're speaking at. They don't normally speak English like we do. They have certain frequencies that they speak on. So what you need to do is ask for a communicator, or ask for it to be converted so that you can understand what's going on. Because sometimes that's what I'm doing, is I'm sitting there trying to translate what I'm hearing. Sometimes I do hear it in English, but I like a challenge. So my guides and angels are always speaking to me in different languages or different resonances. What? And it's okay with me. So clairaudience, clear hearing. Okay, so it's not always going to be English. You're going to have to ask for a translation. And it's okay to ask for translations. It is. All right? So clairaudience, clear hearing. Okay, so the other one that's really cool is clairsentience. Clairsentience is psychometry. Psychometry is touch. So it's when you touch something and you get information from it. So if you ever invite me to your house, I won't touch anything unless I have to. It's I will not touch any personal items. I don't want to know anything more about you than what I know, because I don't want to pick up on private stuff, not my business. So when I go to thrift stores, or when I go to pawn shops, places like that, I'm really careful about what I do touch. If it looks like a non-touchable, I won't touch it. And the reason why is because a long time ago in the faraway, beautiful land of Virginia, I picked up a baby doll from a rental house. And I was so attracted to this baby doll. I couldn't stop myself. And every time I went to go put the baby doll down, I would always find myself over there picking the baby doll up. So I took the baby doll back home, and I cleaned her up. I gave her a bath. I put a towel around her, like a blanket, and everything. But I could not put that darn thing down. And it started to freak me out, too, because I kept feeling like it was a real baby. Yeah. So when I went to bed that night, I put the baby doll, I left it in the living room, went to bed, couldn't sleep. The baby doll just kept calling me to it. So finally, I was kind of freaked out about it, right? So I took the baby doll outside and I put it in the barbecue. So I could get some sleep. But what happened is that there was a spirit attached to the baby doll. And so I had to first get the spirit attachment gone. And then I took the baby doll and I wrapped it up. I put it in a box with rose petals and salt in it and took it out into the forest and buried that thing. I did. Because I didn't want anybody else to get the baby doll. And I also did not want the baby doll either. Now, where is the baby doll buried? I can't remember. But I am not going to, that's one of the reasons why I don't touch anything. And if you're on a paranormal team, I always recommend don't touch anything. Don't touch anything and don't bring anything home. Okay? Because you don't know what's on it. So that was a big, huge lesson learned for that. So you want to make sure that when you're touching stuff, it's clear. And you want to make sure, like, if you have any doubts in your mind about touching anything, don't touch it. Put your hands in your pockets. Put your hands behind your back. Don't touch it. Okay? So that's clairsentience or psychometry. Touch. Okay? Okay. So the next one, let's see, which one? Oh, let's do claircognizance. Okay, so claircognizance is to know. Okay? So yeah, Bibles have a lot of energy in them, Mary Jo. So Bibles and antique furniture. So what she should do with the Bible is she should get a container big enough to fit the Bible and then put like kosher salt in the container. Shut the container down if she wants to keep the Bible. And then put it somewhere where nobody's going to bother it for a while. She gave it away. Okay. So anything like that, you know, if you can fit it in salt, put it in salt. Because what the salt will do, it will absorb all the goo and cooties. And then, like, if there's a spirit attachment to it, you'll be able to feel that more clearly. But if you ever get anything like that too, there are actually haunted museums, and you can call the haunted museum people and they'll come get it, or you can mail it to them and they'll take it and clear it. Okay? So yeah, there are haunted museums, and there's like, I think there's 4 or 5 good haunted museums here in the United States that take care of haunted objects. We want to make sure that the haunted objects go to the museums because we don't know what's haunting them. Okay? Yeah. Like the Raggedy Ann doll in the one big museum up north. So, you know, we want to make sure haunted items get taken care of. Yeah. All right. So claircognizance is to know. It's knowing. So sometimes people just know things. It just occurs to them that they should be at Starbucks, or it occurs to them that they should call someone, or it occurs to them that they should do something. And that's clear knowing. All right? It's like when you know not to touch something. Clear knowing. Ha! So that's what claircognizance is. Okay? Some of you have probably experienced some of these clairs. And so you're not imagining it. It really is happening. So utilize the gift. You know, utilize it for yourself. A lot of psychics are like, oh, I can't read for myself, or I can't blah, blah, blah for myself. Psst, whatever. You can. Sometimes you just don't like what you see. That's all. So, because if you can see for others, you can see for yourself. You may want to talk to others for more clarity. But, yeah. See, feel, know, hear. Right? So, those are the main ones that you hear people talking about. or those are those. Now, there's some other ones, and these are the ones I use when I go to haunted places for investigations and things like that. Because these two things that I'll be talking about are very, very much a part of a haunted place. One of them is Clairgustance. Okay? Clairgustance. And that is taste. Okay? The other one is Clairaudience, which is smell. All right. So sometimes you might have seen like these paranormal shows where they're like, what's that smell? Like that smells different. So when you go on an investigation, don't wear perfume. Try not to wear makeup either, because makeup has a smell. Anything that has a smell, don't wear it. You know, make sure that your clothes don't have like smelly laundry stuff on them. So when you go in, like there's no smells. Hi, Amy. So you want to make sure that you don't smell when you go into a haunted place, because you want to be able to smell it. And when I go in, that's the first thing I do is I close my eyes and I take a whiff and I smell. Because usually when I smell the place, I can smell where the spirits are. Because spirits have a certain odor or smell. It's hard to describe what it is. I call it spirit smell. And I'm able to sniff them out and find out where they're hanging so I can go and clear them. Okay? So there is, for really haunted houses, there are specific smells that are connected to them. And then there's also like the smell of whatever that spirit did. Like when I worked at the Angel Center, and I used to do readings there was this spirit we called the smoker. And he would stand next to my table while I was doing readings, you know, smoking his spirit cigarette. And he would stink the room up with his smell. Like he must have been a chain smoker in life. People would be like, who is smoking in here? The spirit. And the smell of cigars in some old houses that even have been cleaned of the cigar smell will, because of a spirit that's there, they'll smell the house up with the cigar smell. The smell of flowers in a place usually means that either there was a feminine person there or the house has lots of blessings in it. It's like if you walk into some churches that are totally just like they resonate so high and they're so beautiful. A lot of times they will smell like roses or flowers. And there's no flowers in there. And there's no flowers near the church, but they will smell like that. And it's because of the spirits that are in the church, the resonance of the church. Okay? So that's Claire, Clairallence, clear smell. Hey, Joe. Okay, so with the clear smelling, you want to be aware when you go into places, if you smell something rotting, if it smells like rotting flesh, if it smells like rotting food or something like that, and there's no, like the kitchen is totally clean and there's nothing in the trash can, get out. Get out then. You do not want to be in a place that smells like sulfur or rotting flesh. Yuck. Get out, because there's some stuff going on down there and you don't want any part of that stuff. All right? If you've been in a home or you know somebody in a home that's like that, refer them to a Catholic priest because they can clear the house. They got special juju to do that. All right? All right. So, and that's smell. Okay. So taste, you know, it's that taste. Sometimes you can taste things in the air, or you may get a taste of something. One time I was in an old kitchen. I think it was in Taos, and it was in one of the cabins, and it was like one of their historic cabins. And I walked in, and it was like I could taste the bread there. So again, and that's kind of like smelling too, you know, because they had baked bread so much, so much, so much. You could smell it and taste it in the air. It's a residual energy, okay? So residual energy is not intelligent energy. Residual energy is energy that stays in the place because it's happened so many times. So like this cabin, there were like probably thousands of loaves of bread baked in this cabin in this old stove. And so because it's been like that, we've got that residual energy there that we can taste and smell the bread. Okay? Or like residual energy is also like in Virginia, they have the night walkers, and the night walkers are the spirits of the Civil War soldiers. And I've seen them, and it's like, whoa, because you really actually see them. They look real. And they're walking across the fields. Okay? That's residual energy. That is not intelligent energy. It's because it happened so many times over and over again. People spoke about it so many times over and over again that that's residual energy that's moving across the field, that you can see it. It had an impact. And you can probably hear them too. Okay? So that's kind of stuff that's like residual energy. Cannon fire. Cannon fire, you know, cannons that fire that really don't fire, but you can hear them firing and you can smell them firing. Residual energy, because it had such a high impact on the place. Okay? Okay, so intelligent energy, what that's going to do is you'll be able to communicate it with it somehow. Right? Okay. All right, so those are the clairs. Okay? So with that being said, you know, what clair are you? And what gifts have you utilized for you? Because if you can use those gifts once or twice, you can use them more often. You know? So, and all of this is in my I'm Psychic Not Telepathic book. We talk about the clairs in that book. And I think we also talk about the clairs in the Goo and Cooties book too. So make sure that like you're, you know, make sure you know about your clairs and practice using them, because it's for your benefit. That's why we all have the gift, because I truly believe we all have the gift. It's up to us to decide how much of the gift we want to use, right? Right. Okay. So, and I want to talk about empathy as well, being empathic. Because a lot of people are empathic, right? And what empathic is being able to feel the vibration of a room and being able to feel the vibration of other people, all right? The emotion that is in the room or around the room. Sometimes what we do as empaths is sometimes we just like soak that stuff in. It gets all in our energy field, and it's like goo and cooties. And we don't want that. We don't want goo and cooties. So in order to just have, you know, be able to fill the room out and feel out the people without taking on their stuff, what we need to do is you can put a bubble up around you, an energetic bubble. What you do is you put mirrors facing outward. So any kind of energy that comes towards you, it hits the mirror and it's pushed out back that way. Okay? The other thing that you can do too, and you can double up, you can do the mirror thing with the bubble, including underneath your feet. The other thing that you can do too is visualize yourself in a very thick white sock. So like the thick white sock represents light. And so you want to make it as thick and dense as you can and right up against your body. Okay? All over, covering your head, all the way down to your feet and underneath your feet. So when you have this nice, thick, dense white light or white sock, around you, what happens is by the time the energy hits you and gets through the sock, it's purified. So then you can feel it and see that, oh, this is not my emotion. This is not my energy. This is somebody else's. And you can just push it right out of your energy field. Okay? That way you're not absorbing it and then getting confused about how you feel. Because that sucks. Right? We don't want to do that. So that's a good way. That's a handy tip, handy tool to use, especially when you're going to I went to the Body, Mind, Spirit event here in Tampa on Saturday, and I got there early, so it was all right. I mean, the energy in there was kind of good and stuff, and so I put my little bubble up and was walking around, and I felt good, and I wasn't taking on all the energy in the room. So, okay, Joanne, have a good night. So that's what we want. That's what you want to do so that you can keep your energy field clear. Because it's really important to keep your energy field clear so that you can feel clear and you can be clear, you can think clearly, all that other good stuff. Okay, so you're not taking on other people's stuff. That's their stuff. Hey, Lisa, that's their stuff. Give it back to them. Their stuff, not yours. You don't need to take it on. You got enough stuff to do as it is. Okay? All right, cool. Oh, okay. So Lisa just reminded me about the home thing. So what you can do with your house too is you can visualize your home in I visualize my home in a box, and it looks like a steel box actually. So I visualize my home in a steel box so I don't get other people's goo and cooties in here. So for maintenance, to keep that out, I would say do it at least monthly. Especially if you live, like I live in a duplex, or if you live in an apartment, or like a townhouse or a condo. Do it at least once a month. Hey, Bonnie. So that's another way of being able to stay clear too, is keeping your home clear. So, you can visualize your house in a steel box, in a tent, whatever. And it sets up boundaries. It locks down your home so that your home is your sanctuary. Your home should always be your sanctuary. Welcome. Okay. So with empathy, using empathy is a really good thing, because especially if you're a person that needs to shake hands and kiss babies and be amongst people and work with groups, because you'll be able to utilize that gift to really read the room. And then you'll be able to, from reading the room, you'll be able to go, okay, now I know where I can start. Because you may have to rearrange how you do things just by reading the room, only to make it for your better good. Okay? So make sure you're reading your room, utilize your gifts for your benefit. That's why you have them. for your benefit. Okay? Okay. If you want to learn more about them, you can order I'm Psychic, Not Telepathic, and it can give you a lot of handy tips and tricks about your intuitive skills and how to expand your intuitive skills. It's over at arielgrace.net. Just click on the author tab, scroll down, and you'll see it. You'll see it there. You can click on it and stuff. It's a good book for you to learn how to use your skills. There's skills in there to assist with your home, your family, and help you understand maybe like what's been happening to you your whole life and you didn't know what it was. So there you go. All right. So that's what I got for you tonight. I'm so glad you joined me. Join me next week. We're going to be talking about how to work with those heartstrings, how to send love to your loved ones. We'll do a little meditation for connection and stuff. And let's see, what else? Is there anything else? Remember the energy wave that's going through. Be patient and be kind to people. Okay? Next month is Love Month, so send me your love stories at agangofgirlsinc@gmail.com. All right, so keep your hearts open and align with the energy of love. I love you. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Good night.